What is up, everyone? Welcome back to day 71 of losing 60 pounds in 90 days. Down 35 pounds, and we're going to get the day started off. Not really hungry this morning, not feeling it, not feeling the hunger, not at all. So instead, I'm gonna have some lemon water, a little bit of caffeine. I'm gonna go get my morning steps in and walk and talk to God and myself. You wanna come? All right, let's go. I don't even know if I need to explain the morning drink anymore, but I will. Creatine for brain and muscular health. Electrolytes coming from Baja Gold sea salt. You can buy on Amazon. Really good for replenishing the body's electrolyte needs. And then we have a fourth a teaspoon of that, and then a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to make us go meet our makers in the toilet a lot quicker. There's also a lot of research on apple cider vinegar. Taking a tablespoon with water before meals blunts that insulin sensitivity, so you don't get that spike and then crash with carbs. It's more. Okay, second thing is lemon. So take lemon out of fridge, take lemon squeezer, put lemon in lemon squeezer, and then squeeze lemon. Love that sunlight on the face. It's about like a 20-minute walk. Flat, steady pace. Just kind of there to wake up the mind, wake up the body, get the creative juices flowing. Walk outside, walk, and the brain just thinks in a different way. Especially when I'm thinking on something big, because I think just being in motion, the extra blood flow physiologically to the brain, as well as literally moving forward, allows the brain to like kind of think forward, move forward, be forward. So maybe try that out. Bam, this workout is starting with a leg press. Feeling a little more dragging today on the energy, and so I decided to do a leg press as my compound movement, just so it's more stable than a squat, not as much effort, honestly, as a belt squat, but I can still do a heavy amount of weight. And so I did 5 sets of 8 reps with great depth, trying to pause at the bottom and get a really good stretch, and then pressing all the way back up. To start off isolating the quads, I love this unilateral quad extension machine. I can work one leg at a time, and my main focus is really getting a stretch at the beginning of the rep and a good solid at least second squeeze at the top, where I'm like literally seeing my quads separate apart, and it makes me happy every single time. 3 sets of 15 reps on that, and then just flipping to the posterior chain, doing a single leg hamstring curl. This is very similar to the quad extension you just saw, but for the hamstrings, again, just trying to get a full extension on the beginning of the rep, and then a full 1 to 2 second stop at the top of the rep. Hamstrings are a way stronger muscle, and so I do try and load it with more weight and control it a lot more for like a second or two at the top. 3 sets of 15 reps each leg. And then to finalize the posterior chain, I'm doing some calf raises, and I've been really looking forward to doing calves every single time. I took many months off of doing them, and I just I'm like noticing so many changes. Like, look at that little vein. It's so sick. And I just do 4 sets of 15 reps, usually like 15, 12, 10, 8, or I'll just do 15 reps of the same weight depending on how they're feeling, how the ankles are feeling. But standing calf raises, you should be doing them at least twice a week. To hit the minor muscles, since I didn't do any belt squats or heavy compound movements, I made sure to hit good girl, bad girl, or hip adduction and hip abduction. This is the adduction part where I'm squeezing them together for 15 reps, 4 sets, and the abduction was the one I just showed where I'm pulling apart. And I just make sure that I'm getting a great squeeze on the inside every time. I got a comment from one of you great supporters asking me to make a video about how I got my partner into fitness. They said, my wife hates eating clean and any form of exercise. She works from home and is stressed out. I feel like I'm on my own as far as a healthy lifestyle. And I want to touch on this because my partner was just not always into the fitness level that she is now, that we both are. I just want to start with a little bit of back history. So I was 360 pounds. I am more than 100 pounds less than that now. And my fiance was never that heavy. And we met each other in college. I played Division I football at University of Maryland. She played Division I softball at University of Maryland. And then I transitioned out into the business world, I guess, after college. And she played Olympic softball for Ireland. So the athletic background is there for both of us, but she in particular, after transitioning out, had equated a lot of stuff with working out into a negative way, from like running and cardio from punishment, expecting certain things with weightlifting as punishment, and just had a bad relationship with it. So in that term, in that way, can relate to where your fiance, your wife, is coming from. So here's how we did it. The first, honestly, year or so, it was really tough. I would harbor a lot of resentment in that I would have to try and push a lot of the stuff onto her, and she wouldn't be receiving of it, and it would cause a lot of like headache and arguments in a relationship. And so looking back, I can connect the dots and understand it more on how it actually worked. I wanted it really badly, and it sounds like you do as well, and working out and eating healthy, and how it impacts our stress levels, how we feel about ourselves, and honestly how we kind of reflect that out into our world. And it is extremely hard, and I understand completely where you're coming from, where like you're on this mission of health and the person that you're living with is not on the same mission, not on the same journey, and it makes it just way more hard, not only for yourself, but also finding happiness in such an important thing in life with your partner. Honestly, I don't know the best way to go about it, but here's how I did. I did it all myself, and I would just do it for her. I was working from home some of the time, and then I had clients in person and stuff. And so what I would do is I would meal prep, and I would meal prep for her as well. I would get her macros and calories just like mine, and I would just make the meals where it's just like, you just have to eat it. And I remember like eating eggs, for example, she just had to have cheese in it. And I'm like, cheese just added calories, all this stuff, but it was fine. I just made it with her on the side. It was way easier to put 10 freaking fried eggs in one thing and make it, but the little bit of more work honestly helped, of just having a separate pan, making her scrambled eggs with cheese, if you get the gist. You just have to do a little bit of inconvenience for yourself, and I feel like over time, they will get into it. Like the morning drink. Who the hell wants to drink apple cider vinegar in the morning every morning? But over time, she felt the benefits of doing it, and so I would make all the drinks, I would get all the supplements, fill up her supplement things. Every time that I was doing something for myself, I would do for her, especially on the supplements and nutrition part. So that would be my advice, and that's what worked for me, was like, whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna do it and just adjust it for her like body, but still going to make sure that she has it done. And then over time, it worked out glamorously, where it's like now she will make the morning drinks. She will get the supplements refilled if I'm not doing it. She will cook meals in a fashion that hits our meal plan and our goals for our body. The working out thing is tougher, I will be honest. There was a lot of times, because I am a personal trainer, it's hard breaking that business communication with like fiance, partner communication in the gym, especially, of like, this is how we do it and stuff. I had to really try and trial and error dial back what I would be doing. And my advice would be to try and meet her where she's at, you know, of like, say you're strength training 4 to 5 days a week, or even 3 days a week, any amount of days. It's a give and take thing in relationships, as we know, the ones that work. It's all about communication and trade-offs. And so what I would do for the trade-off thing is, hey, come train with me, and make it lighter, make it fun, make it enjoyable, because it's something that they're going to want to do if it is enjoyable and fun and like spending time with you. And then like if she, you know, a lot of female clients that I've had and my fiance enjoy like the Pilates stuff on reformers or mat Pilates or yoga. And so maybe even like sucking it up for yourself. Like I'm not that big on that stuff, but I have done all of that. Like I have a certification in Pilates. I've taken a lot of yoga classes, because it just, if people like it, I want to understand it. And I want to understand the practice and be good at it. And so for you, I would just try and do a give and take of like, hey, just twice a week. One day you work out with me, make it fun and enjoyable. And the second day, let's go do a Pilates or a yoga class or a cycling class, try something new.
And honestly, like even outside the gym, like just start with a morning walk. My fiance and I have learned so much about each other and made so many life decisions from walking together. And it's just like 30 minutes to an hour of on a Saturday, just wake up, get some great coffee, and just take a walk and just no headphones, just make it really intimate, personal. And I think it's just building these little things, just these little nudges to get the rock rolling. And once it's rolling, it rolls. Trust me. I didn't have hope in the beginning. I just had like, I'm just gonna do this and I'm just gonna like power my way through. And then over time, I just learned the communication, give and take, like I just shared, and it worked. So yeah, that would be my advice on how to get her into it. And then the stress, body image stuff, that is all byproduct of fixing the foundational thing of eating healthy and working out. I hope that helps.